Hello, swinging back. Right, this is about guitar, but meanwhile the block paving is finally done. So that's been a long time coming. Just been finished this morning. I've got a little bit to finish on it myself as usual. Down there is the stopcock for the water. One in that drive over there. Little stopcock. It's about a foot down, so it's just a shingle at the moment. I'm going to make something, but that's for later. Anyway, guitar stuff. Right, I'm still sanding. I'm using all sorts of things. This is a 4-bladed, really sharp scraper, which I've been using to get in these areas. Hacksaw blade. Craft knife, cutting knife, box cutter knife, Stanley knife, whatever you want to call it. Strips of 40 grit, emery paper, which is quite good for getting in these bits. And then I found my random orbital sander, which I'd lost. It was on Amazon's website yesterday and turned up on my doorstep today with a huge selection of pads. There's about 100 pads there. So I've got from 60, got 60, 80, 120, 240, I think 240. That's the, yeah, 240. Yeah, I just bought that yesterday. It was a real cheapie, about 30 quid, but it works perfectly, really good. It's just exactly the thing you need for sanding down guitars. So at the moment it's in the really rough stages, just to get the rest of the charcoaly burnt paint off. And I've been doing a lot of it with the scraper, because as I'm scraping, I'm also shaping. I'm using this. You don't look it, but these are actually really sharp. There's four blades on this. Yeah, I'm using it like a spoke shave. So I've just wanted to get everything, and before I use the random orbital on the neck. So yeah, it'll all be down to 60 grit, and then I'll be going through all the grades. And then it'll be time for me to take out the frets, and that reminds me, I need to take a fret out, measure the gap, and order some thin veneer for later. But anyway, that's where we're at the moment. Righto, well, I've just finished doing it all with 80. So I've done 40, 60, 80. And then the pad that I've been using to do the whole guitar with is what I'm using to do these inside bits, which I can't get to with the machine. And basically each time, hello Luca, must be dinner time. Yeah, basically each time you go up a grit, you just sand until you can't see the scratches from the grit before, which you all know anyway. Yeah, so yeah, it's starting to look nice. I can see that I'm going to do it in some sort of natural oil stain. I've already said that, but yeah, I can actually see the through neck, which is there's 3 pieces of wood there in the neck. Anyway, so that was 80. 120 next. Unfortunately, these bits here, you just got to do them by hand, and it takes forever. but so far I'm enjoying it. Nice and therapeutic. Makes a change from being at work and scaffolding. So, catch you in a bit. Right, I'm going to stop with the sanding for tonight. But before, sorry, you're not looking at what I'm looking at. But before I put it away, I'm at 80. So next step, 120. This I'm going to do. Obviously, I'm going to get all this out. It's going to live under the bridge, but yeah, I need to clean that out. Yeah, before I do put it away, I'm just going to put some water on it all over. A, to see what it will look like with finish on, and B, the water makes the nasty bits of grain stick up, so next time I sand it, it sands off the end bits. So somehow I've got to do this so that you can see it. I haven't got the tripod out. Right. Right, here goes then. Blue bits. Blue bits of tissue in it. Well, yeah, looks a bit too much like pine to me. So, sort of a reddish tinge to it. So yeah, well, I'm gonna have to think about that. I think it'll obviously now be getting some sort of very mild stain before a dye stain or something before. I need to brown it up a bit, basically. Right then, that's that. Yeah, till next time. 120 next time. I've got to remember to get some veneer for the fret slots, but on the same token, I need to pull at least one fret to see what size the gap is for where the tang used to live. There are some standard sizes, but yeah, so I'm going to get something light, something blonde, and the veneers will go in the slots just with wood glue, and then you leave it 24 hours, and then I can cut off the excess with a chisel, and then I can sand it all down, because there's going to be no frets. I can sand the whole thing all in one. That's for much later. And the holes in the body. I was thinking today I might get a bit of a decent walnut veneer or something. I say veneer, it would have to be at least a couple of millimeters, maybe 3 millimeters or 1/8 of an inch thick. And I was thinking about putting a cap over the top with some nice, like a nice figured walnut or something, which I still might do, which would cover the holes. But I'm also, that would be nice, but I'm also thinking the little holes that are in there, maybe I could continue that all the way around the guitar. They go on a curve because they're for the controls. I think there's 3 big ones and one or two little ones. But it would mean I could put continue the holes all the way around the shape, and then when the little ones are, just repeat that, so you'd have a big one and a little one. And when I say, I don't mean a hole, I mean drilling in and then putting a dowel of some nice wood in, probably a dark, actually something like a mahogany if it's going to be blonde. Yeah, and then leveling, sanding it all smooth, so you'd have a big dot and a little dot going, what do you think, whichever way round you are. So a big dot and a little dot, a semicolon going all the way around the shape of the guitar in a different wood. So that's maybe an idea. That would break it up. Yeah, might go with that. Good thing is, if that doesn't work, it looks pants, I can get a thick veneer and put a cap on it and have something else. That's the glory of wood. I'm no woodworky, carpentry type person, but it's very forgiving. So fortunately for me, it's very forgiving. Anyway, that's for next time. Waffling. I'll chuck this all together and stick it online. I've been Springy. Peace and love. See you next time for part 3.